oh no, everyone hates DC for this. At least that's what this guy's saying. Guys, I watched the Green Lantern trailer. I thought it was good. I stayed dark. I did not let anybody influence me. I thought it was okay. So when I started hearing there was all this hate, I haven't seen why, but I'm hoping that's what this video will tell us. Let's check it out.
DC fans are going crazy because we just got the first trailer for the new Lanterns TV show,
All right.
and people are saying it looks horrible, that the DCU is
Horrible.
doomed, and so much more. Let me explain this entire.
Please explain, because so far when people say horrible, I've only been told that people are saying it's bad, and I don't know why. I haven't been told what the reasoning is. The only thing I can think of is that people might be mad because when Hal Jordan took off flying, he wasn't green. But even in the canon, he doesn't always have that. Plus, Green Lantern power rings can make stuff invisible, I think, so they can bend light. I mean, it doesn't mean that he's always going to be green.
Entire drama. When this new trailer for the Lanterns TV show, you will notice a lack of two things that people are complaining about. The first is any sort of superpowers whatsoever, and the second is literally.
Well, see, that's dumb. Okay, the Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, George Reeves Superman. There was a day when the story was the focus. And they didn't just show the hero all the time. It was like this build-up, this thing that you got to. I wish Clark Kent was a bigger thing. Like James Gunn's Superman, we should have had way more Clark Kent. Instead, we had a lot of Superman, which is cool. I'm not complaining about that, but I am complaining we didn't get enough Clark Kent.
Anything that is the color green, it is like the most gray and brown looking trailer you've ever seen in your life. There's one shot.
I would call that a teaser. Now this, I saw that and I was like, I'm not getting that. I thought the ring was the suit. Now I do get it's an HBO show, not a movie, so that the budget wise, but I don't like that. Well, I won't say I don't like it. I don't think it fits. I kind of like it. I don't think it fits the Green Lantern.
Particular of a Green Lantern suit, which is very famously, you guessed it, green, but in this universe, it's just brown and black with a little bit of green on the logo and nothing else.
No, the
and
shoulders.
just because of the overall lack of.
No, the shoulders. Look at the shoulders. Right here. It's got some green on there. Now, I'm not saying that in defense. I'm just saying, don't knock where it doesn't, that's not 100%. It's the same color green. It's even greener than the Green Lantern ring
black
symbol.
With a little bit of green on the logo and nothing else. And just because.
I forgot to ask, guys. If you liked the Green Lantern trailer, tell me. If you didn't like it, tell me. But more importantly, tell me what bothered you or what made you think awesome. The story to me with the old versus new, the Hal versus John, I think that worked really well. And I can't wait to see more of that. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I can't wait to see more of that.
The overall lack of Green Lantern vibes in this trailer, people are thinking that they're afraid to embrace like the comic book suits. We're going back to like the 2015 Fantastic Four movie era. Now, I do think most of this is an overreaction, but I do have some very.
James Gunn didn't make very good suits for Superman. As far as texture goes, I do think the design on the suits are cool, but the texture is where he messes up. They're all baggy.
Big problems with this trailer. But first of all, let me just address the brown Green Lantern suit. I think in the trailer, it's very clear that this version of Hal Jordan, who is older, is a little bit washed up. He's not able to really do his duty or anything as he should anymore. And I feel like this suit is going to be like his old one that hasn't been touched in years. And
that's the same vibe I was getting. The exact same vibe.
Just kind of trying to represent that he's not up to his standards. We also know when this was announced years ago that James Gunn said it's going to be like a true detective kind of mystery style TV show. And that's exactly what the trailer shows us.
Yeah, that's
they
what it
are
looks
working as two cops trying to solve this mystery who just happen to be Green Lanterns. But I do want to play devil.
I wish that's the way they would do Superman TV shows. Well, they have with like Lois and Clark. Pretty good they did. Superman and Lois, okay-ish. But the investigation part of Lois and I'm not saying that Lois and Clark's better than Superman and Lois. I'm saying the way they did the investigation. Clark is an investigator. He's an investigative reporter, and that kind of stuff needs to be in there. And with this, cops are the same way. They're detectives. This is the way you do it. I hope.
Yeah, a little bit. I'll read this tweet from a very smart guy who says, I have no problem with them not showing any of the powers in the trailers besides in the last shot. You can see the ring. But the trailer just feels very generic and kind of lame. Because I have no problem with them trying to do a True Detective style TV show in the DCU. True Detective is one of the best TV shows of all time if we're just counting season 1. But just because you're trying to make something more serious doesn't automatically make it good. And like I said, I just think the trailer looks kind of bland and generic now because you're putting these lanterns.
Is he saying this or is he reading this? Because I don't know what they mean by lame or bland. Like, it looked like a fun trailer. See, I think too many people get caught up in what they want something or expect it to be. If I did that, I wouldn't like a single Superman movie except for maybe Superman 1978. However, it still bothers me in many ways. But if I was to truly look at it and say it needs to be what I want, then most of them I would hate because I want a golden age 1940s period piece Superman, and I think Superman should always remain a 40s period piece thing. Like we have all kinds of different things that are like that. And I don't know.
Turns characters in here without any of their signature traits, at least in the trailer. Maybe they're just holding it back. But if they do really use their suits and we get to see a lot more of their powers and they are not putting this in the marketing, it makes me really question what is happening over at the DC marketing department, especially with their trailers lately. Because the trailer for Lanterns and Supergirl are not bad, but visually and story-wise, they both are just kind of very lackluster in my opinion. And
Oh, no, okay. I think the trailer for Lanterns was a lot better than the trailer for Supergirl. I liked the trailer for Supergirl, but I noticed that if you've read Woman of Tomorrow, it speaks to you. If you didn't, it doesn't. Whereas this was just like, heck yeah, we're getting in on something deep here. We got some training going. It's going to be good.
really think these are both going to be great projects still. Like, I am very excited for them, but the trailers really do no justice for them at all and do not make them stick out. Like, Supergirl just kind of looks like a very generic, dull space movie that looks worse than things like Guardians of the Galaxy and like Project Helm.
See, that's where I'm getting confused with the way people talk. That looks worse than Guardians of the Galaxy. If a space movie is worse than Guardians of the Galaxy, that doesn't even mean that it's bad. Guardians of the Galaxy is very good. I'm not a James Gunn guy, I don't particularly like some of the things I've heard about his personal life, but Guardians of the Galaxy are legit good movies. People are like they're hating on things so much that their brains are getting washed and they can't just open their minds and see something for what it is. Supergirl trailer shouldn't have been aimed so much at Woman of Tomorrow people. It should have been aimed more general audience. This one, though, I hadn't watched or heard or read anything about this or people's reactions or what was coming. The detective thing, I kind of remember that, but I didn't really remember it when I watched it. Thought it was good looking. Thought it looked legit.
Mary coming out next week that looks incredible visually in the trailer. Supergirl just kind of looks dull. I don't know who they're really advertising to with that trailer. Same thing for Lanterns. Like, the people that are normally into like murder mystery TV shows, I don't think you're going to win them over to watch a Green Lantern TV show anyway.
Maybe. But you might also be missing the point. It's kind of like Zack Snyder. I say that he's got a good Superman movie. No, that's not what I say. It's a good movie, but it's not a good Superman movie. It's not a good comic book movie. Okay? And what that means is I've noticed people always tell me, I never really liked Superman, but I loved Man of Steel. See, that's what happens. The people that were like, I'm a big Superman fan all the way since Christopher Reeve, they didn't like Man of Steel. So what that means is it's a good movie, but Superman is simply the tool he used to tell a story he wanted to tell. Whereas sometimes people are actually able to take the character and do good with the character. This may be one of those situations where Green Lantern fans might not be as happy as the general audience, which is most people. A lot of people don't even know who Green Lantern is. And they may hop on board and love it. I remember people watching Smallville telling me how much they loved Smallville growing up. And I got mad at Smallville after season 4. I stopped watching it all the time and regularly and live because I got so mad at how things were handled and how Superman was like, couldn't fly and everybody else could. And he was the last hero, it seemed, And I mean, I'm rambling on forever about this. But my point is, this may just be a good show.
So then you just have the people that are really into the comic side of things and want only comic accuracy getting really mad about this, even though the TV show might be really good. I think the best way to sum up the vibes of this TV show, though, is this classic tweet. Back in the day, if you did a TV show called Surf Dracula, you'd see that fool surfing every week in New Adventures. But in the streaming era, the entire first season's got to be long flashbacks about how he got the surfboard until you finally get to see him surf for 5 minutes in the finale. It really feels like we're going to spend the entire season watching Jon Stewart become the real Green Lantern, because in the trailer he literally talks about that he's already been training for 2 months. He feels like he's worthy already, but no, Hal Jordan says he's not there yet. Then
that's what it feels like. Absolutely.
In the very final episode, they're going to reveal like the classic Green Lantern suit and teasing him coming up in future projects. I just hope the journey is good. Now, in case you missed it, we got some crazy updates about what's going to happen to Warner Brothers and the future of the DCU now that Paramount.
Guys, let me know what you thought of this trailer. Let me know if you think that people are valid in their complaints or if it's kind of stupid to complain about there being no green in a bad suit. A fun show to watch. They did 10 seasons of Smallville, and he never wore the Superman suit. I think we can have a show that is fun that doesn't have that. Like Superman, live humbly, do good.